What's happening, YouTube? It's Simon466cards, and today we're going to talk about my experience listing and selling cards on eBay for the very first time. That probably comes as a bit of a shock to you that I've never sold any cards directly on eBay, but it's true. I've sold cards literally every other way but directly on eBay. I've sold cards via a consignor on eBay. I've sold cards on my slabs. I've sold cards at PWCC, now Fanatics Live. I've sold cards on Veriswap. I've sold cards at card shows and trade nights. But I've never, ever sold directly on eBay. And there's a couple of reasons why. One, you hear all the horror stories about getting scammed on eBay or eBay siding with the buyer, not the seller, when there's returns and that kind of stuff. The second thing is, I live in Canada, but I have some cards in warehouses in the US, and it's kind of confusing, and I don't want to really deal with it. So that's the second reason. And then the third reason is I actually tried selling and listing cards a couple of years ago on eBay before they had the authenticity program. And they basically said, you've never sold cards here before, and we don't trust you because you're trying to sell cards worth, I believe, in the thousands of dollars. I don't remember what the values were, but they weren't like $10-$20 cards. They were a thousand or two. And so they basically said, we don't trust you, you're probably a scammer, you can't just start off right off the bat with selling higher end cards, so you got to build up your credibility first. And so with that, I said, I give up. I'm not going to try selling cards on eBay, and I use the other channels that I mentioned. But we're here now, and I decided I was going to take the plunge and put a couple of cards on eBay and see what happens. And so that's what I'm going to talk about. I'm recording this in the early hours of March the 10th, and I had listed a couple of cards on eBay for the first time on my account on March the 2nd, and this was the card. It is a 2021 Panini Flawless Trey Murphy. It is his RPA out of 25. It is a PSA 10, which is a Pop 2. And I am in Canada, so the listing price is in Canadian dollars, but I listed the price in US dollars at a very fitting $3,466. That is right, 3466. And so that was on March the 2nd, and now I'm going to tell you what's happened over the past week, because it is quite the ride. First off, user number one, he comes in right away with two offers, $800 and $900 US. I think it's a bit of a low ball. I reject them automatically. I don't even try to counter. And that's the last I hear of from this person. This person had an account from China, April of 2021. You know, you get low offers all the time as part of being in the hobby. This happens on any marketplace, on any selling platform. Not a big deal. So I move right along to user number two, and he comes in with a string of messages saying, hi bro, is this card for sale? And this is on March the 4th. And I say, yes. Would you accept the price of 2,000 US dollars? So he comes in with a really strong bid. And he says, that's approximately 3 to 4 times the price of an ungraded one. I'm definitely a solid Trey Murphy collector and sincerely ask for this offer. And so I look into his account, and here is the red flag. This is on March 4th, 2025. This person has created his account December 2024, so 3 months ago, and has all of 0 feedback. So that is the reddest of red flags. And so it is, I'm not sure what to do here. And so he, though, follows up and says, hey, I'm willing to increase my offer to $2,150. Hope you consider my offer. Then sends a picture and says, all I need is the silver one. Please consider my offer, bro. And so I zoom in on the picture, and what it is the rainbow. It is the 1 of 1, the emerald, which is out of 5, the gold out of 10, the ruby or the red out of 15, and mine, which is the silver out of 25, would be the last one to complete his rainbow. So I'm thinking, okay, so this looks pretty legit that he has this, and in fact, this is quite impressive. Although there are other versions of the out of 25, the one that I have, that are listed on eBay. So it is weird that he doesn't buy one of those, but perhaps because mine is a PSA 10 and it is a Pop 2, and this guy is clearly looking for the best of the best, maybe that's why he is interested in my PSA 10 and didn't snap up one of the other ones. So that's where my head was at. But definitely still the elephant in the room is his eBay account and its history. So I bring it up. I say, hey, it's a brand new eBay account. You're in China. It's a red flag. But maybe if we keep it to the US, it goes through the eBay authenticator, and then there is no issues. Are you good with that? And he says, no need to worry. I have a domestic address in the US, which is a forwarding warehouse located in Portland. You can ship there. And he said, this is my new eBay account. Last account was banned. So I'm like, okay, that sounds great. We go back and forth a little bit more. I will skip those details. I try to get him to pay more. He is firm on $21.50. And so I said, send me the offer and I'll think about it. And then he goes, thanks, bro. May I know the source of this card that you own? Did you send it to PSA yourself? Because like I said before, it is a Pop 2 and a PSA 10. And so I explained that I bought it on Facebook. And when I hit the enter, eBay blocked my message explaining where I bought it because I used the letters FB, and I'm sure that they have some kind of algorithm that blocks all that. And they gave me a message saying, it appears your message contains contact or payment info, which is not allowed under our member-to-member contact policy. And so I explained that to him, and that's kind of that, right? And I'm expecting an offer, and I never get it because after that message, I say, I will not risk getting banned to try explaining it further. And he never responds. I even asked him 12 hours later, so I assume no deal. And that was the last I ever heard from him. That's it. Like, he went from this very sincere story, please consider my offer, I'm trying to complete the rainbow, this, that, and the other, sends me a pic with the cards, and then just absolutely ghosts the holy crap out of me. And it is weird. It is weird. Why would you go through this whole thing, sending me the picture with your rainbow, saying you want this card, please consider it, I'm going to ship it back to China, yada, yada, yada. And I say, hey man, eBay blocked my message. I don't want to risk getting banned by explaining where I bought it from. So what happened here? Because I'm not saying I'm trying to hide something. I'm saying I'll send it to the authenticator, and then we can have a third party look at it, and they can ship it to you. But he has ghosted me. And that was on March the 5th. I'm recording this, like I said, 4 or 5 days later. And I have not heard since. And that is user number 2. Moving on to user number 3, which I just find hilarious because I got a message from him saying, what UIG ACCT? It is like this guy was getting charged per letter in his message. And I just thought this was the funniest message. Like, I know this is how a lot of people message in terms of getting deals done. I just thought this was unbelievably just, I don't know, it was unbelievable. I don't know what else to say. He did eventually find me on Instagram. He sent me an offer. Here's his account, and it was $1,200 on Instagram, and I declined the offer. What was also interesting here is that his account is also new, about 2 months old, feedback of only 7, but he did reach out to me on Instagram, made an offer, and I said no. So that is user number 3. Let's move on now to user number 4. And he comes in hot with an offer of $2,500 US. But right away I noticed feedback of only 1. Uh-oh, that's not good. And in fact, it is not just a red flag, it is the reddest of red flags. He made this account 9 days ago, March 1st. He sent the account or the offer on March 10th, and he has a feedback of all of 1. And that 1 feedback is with Mirazond, which is one of the most infamous shill-bidded accounts on eBay from China. And so I didn't know what to do here because it's a really good offer, but his account is like a red flag wrapped in another red flag. And so I posted the situation on Instagram. I asked, like, what would you do? Would you accept this offer, or is this too sketchy? I got a lot of, like, don't touch that, bro. Like, just don't. It's not worth your time. And so, okay. I was like, okay, I'll move on with my life. But, like, I was actually out with my wife the entire day on Sunday. And so I didn't actually respond other than posting this story to my Instagram. And then things started escalating because within a few minutes, this same guy or gal, I suppose, followed up with a message saying, "Can you do 3K?" And then he follows up by saying, "Can you ship to Taiwan? My name is," and then he gave his Chinese name. And then he said, "My idea is M122," and then a full string of numbers that I've blocked because I'm not here to dox anyone. And I'm like, "What is my idea? Is that his phone number? Like, I don't know what that is. Like, okay." And then, "Please help me kindly protect the card and pack it properly. Thank you." And I'm like, "What? What's happening?" And it turns out he just hit the bin button and bought the card. And like I said, I'm getting all of these notifications on my phone as I'm out with my wife throughout the day, just going about our business, running errands and stuff. And I'm like semi-distracted throughout the day as this is happening, while trying to get the stuff that we need to get done. But I'm like, oh man, success! Like, I think this is good news. Like, we did it. I sold the card for the listing price, even though I'm kind of sketched out by this guy's account and the red flags associated with. But I guess this is happening, or should I cancel the sale? I'm like thinking through all the scenarios in my head as I'm out with my wife. And then, well, not so fast, because he cancels his buy it now activity. And in fact, this is what the chat looks like. At 2:06, he's telling me to please kindly protect the card and pack it properly, thank you. At 2 hours later, "Sorry, sir, I placed the wrong order. Please cancel this trade. I've ordered the wrong item by mistake. I have already contacted my credit card company to cancel the transaction. I sincerely apologize for any inconvenience caused." How do you send me 3 different offers? You sent me an offer for $2,500. You sent me an offer in my messages for $3K, and then you hit the bin for $34.66. So what is happening? I'm so confused. What is happening? And so my question to you is, what are these accounts trying to do? We got this guy here, who I'm going to call the ghoster, and then we got this guy here, who I'm going to call the undo guy. All new accounts, no feedback from China and from Taiwan. But the thing is, mine is a Trey Murphy flawless RPA. It's not like this is LeBron, Luka, Shohei, Kobe, like Mahomes. This is not a superstar player, and it's still getting this weird activity from users. And this is exactly why I didn't want to sell on eBay. It's because of nonsense and BS like this that I'm having to deal with and getting puzzled by. So I would love to hear your theory as to why these accounts are doing what they're doing, because I got nothing. And so now those are the experiences I've received on eBay over the last week. And so if we go back now to my account, this card is now relisted. You can see here. And if you click on the shipping button and hit see details, you'll see I'm now only letting people from the United States and Canada bid and offer on this card, because if we go to the authenticity guarantee page, you can see here in the FAQs, in the terms and conditions, authenticity guarantee is only available for buyers in the US and Canada, excluding Quebec. So as a result, no more shenanigans. No more of this nonsense. We are done. No more of the ghoster or the undoer. We are sticking to the eBay authenticity guarantee program, and that will remove any and all nonsense so that I can hit accept offer with no regrets. So that is the video. Would like to hear your comments and thoughts as to what these 2 wackos were trying to do with these weird actions. Have you experienced this selling on eBay? I assume you have, because tons of people have had weird stories from eBay. But like, is this commonplace is my question, I guess, because I'm not that experienced of an eBay seller because I have never done it. So that's it. That's the video. Sometimes on this channel, we preview the next video, and that is what we'll do now. Next time, we're going to talk about cards and low serial numbers and why serial numbers don't mean everything. That is what we will talk about. We'll talk about this gold prism Joel Embiid and this green prism Joel Embiid selling in the same auction at the same time. The gold's out of 10, the green's out of 5. What do you think? Which card will sell more? That's what we'll talk about next time. Thank you as always for listening and watching. I'll talk to you all soon. Cheers.